Al-Burhan on the Army Day. We will never betray our people's blood. UNSC rejects parallel government and demanded the RSF to lift the siege of Al-Fashir. Far-right Israeli minister announced plan to bury the idea of Palestine state. Hello and welcome. Chairman of the Transitional Sovereignty Council and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Lieutenant General Abdel Fattah Al-Burhan, congratulated the Sudanese people on the centenary of the Armed Forces founding and the 71st anniversary of its Sudanization. The national address, Al-Burhan praised the Armed Forces' historic role, noting that they were established in 1925 the Sudan Defense Force, a name rooted in Sudanese civilization rather than royalty. He recalled that the first Sudanese commander assumed leadership in 1954 and emphasized the force's continued role in defending the nation. He saluted the Sudanese people for their steadfast support, commended the sacrifices of soldiers on all fronts, and vowed to continue the battle of dignity until the rebellion is defeated. The United Nations Security Council has rejected the announcement of a parallel government authority in areas controlled by the Rapid Support Force. In a statement, members expressed grave concerns over the move, warning it poses a direct threat to Sudan's unity and territorial integrity. They reaffirmed their commitment to Sudan's sovereignty and called on the RSF to lift the siege of Al-Fashir, halt fighting, and allow unhindered humanitarian access. The Council also voiced alarm over reports of renewed RSF offensive and urged all nations to avoid interference that fuels conflict. Instead, support peace efforts. Members reiterated support for the UN Secretary General Envoy Ramadan Al-Amira and called for accountability for all perpetrators of serious violations. Prime Minister Dr. Kamil Idris has called on the Sudanese citizens to take pride in the armed force, praising their sacrifices in defending the national sovereignty. Speaking on the centenary of the armed force and the 71st anniversary of Sudanizing its leadership, Dr. Idris expressed appreciation for all ranks in protecting the homeland. He said the anniversary comes as Sudan fight a decisive war to preserve the unity and independence against brutal aggression. The Sudanese government has welcomed a statement from UN Security Council rejecting the Daglo militia announcement of the parallel government. The Council called the move a direct threat to Sudan unity and territorial integrity and reaffirmed its commitment to the country's sovereignty and independence. The statement issued yesterday by Sudan's Foreign Ministry noted that the Council referenced Resolution 2736, which demands the militia to lift the siege on Al-Fashir and allowed unhindered humanitarian aid. The Council also voiced deep concerns over attacks on humanitarian operations, urged the militia to respect the international humanitarian law. The Sudanese government affirmed its readiness to work with the international community in ways that serve the people's interest. The Director General of the Customs Force, Lieutenant General Salah Ahmed Ibrahim, reviewed final preparation for the operation of Gori Counter Customs today. He was accompanied by senior customs officials and received by local leadership. The visit included inspections on the main container building yards, electronic equipment, communication network, and customs systems. He also met with officers, received a detailed briefing on the offered recommendation to ensure smooth operations. Blue Nile State Governor Lieutenant General Ahmed Al-Umda Badeh met yesterday with Professor Hasabu Adam Abdurrahman, the newly appointed chairman of the state. Farmers Steering Committee. Talks focused on providing agriculture inputs and supporting farmers to ensure successful season. The committee chairman pledged to implement government directives to boost production and urged farmers to work together for a productive year. Khartoum authorities announced the reopening of the Western Sector wholesale food market today, August 14, after completing rehabilitation work following the destruction and looting by the militia. The head of the Traders Committee, Musa Abdul Azim, confirmed during a visit by locality executive director Abdul Mun'im Al-Bashir that all technical and administrative preparations are now completed. South Sudan's foreign ministry has denied report that the country is in talks with Israel to resettle Palestinians from war-torn Gaza. The statement came Wednesday as top Israeli diplomat arrived in Juba. The Associated Press had reported that such discussions were not underway. The ministry called the claim baseless and said they do not reflect the official policy of the government of South Sudan. Israeli Finance Minister Bezalel Smotrich has announced the start of work on the long-delayed E1 settlement project, a move that would divide the West Bank and East Jerusalem. Speaking at the set Thursday, Smotrich said the plan would bury the idea of Palestinian state and serve as Israel's response to any recognition of such state. There was no immediate confirmation from Prime Minister Netanyahu or from U.S. President Donald Trump, whom Smotrich claimed they had agreed to revive the project. This was your today's news by Sniper TV. Thank you for watching. Until next time, goodbye.